Ah, Las Vegas, known as one of the most expensive cities in the world, but what if I told you that you could see all that it has to offer for under $500? Well, in this itinerary, we're going to show you where to stay, what to do, and the best places to eat, all while on a strict budget. You ready for the adventure of a lifetime? Let's go on to Sin City. Vegas mornings don't always start with sunrises, but for us on our first morning, we're up bright and early and heading inside the Cosmopolitan to Egg Slut. Yeah, that's the name, but this is also one of the city's most hyped breakfast spots. Inside, the smell of bacon and freshly baked bread drift through the air as locals queue up for the early morning caffeine hit. Now, order one of their signature dishes known as the Slut. What'd you call me? Nah, just kidding. A slow-cooked egg that's rested on a buttery potato puree and served in a glass jar with a warm baguette on the side. It's indulgent, comforting, and surprisingly filling. Or, if you want something handheld, you can go for the bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. A true classic, messy, gooey, and worth every dollar. Expect to spend around $15 to $18, including a coffee. Now after, step outside onto the heart of the Strip and wander into the Bellagio Conservatory and Botanical Gardens. Every season, this vast indoor garden is transformed into a new wonderland. Think towering flower sculptures, waterfalls framed by orchids, and giant whimsical displays that stretch toward the glass ceiling. The air smells of fresh blooms, and every corner feels like a photo set waiting to happen. And best of all, it's completely free. Spend 20 to 30 minutes soaking in the details, from the colors of the petals to the tiny hidden elements that are tucked into the displays. And don't forget to step into the hotel lobby on your way out, as the glass ceiling installation is just breathtaking and certainly worth a visit. Now just take a few steps outside and you'll find another Las Vegas icon, the Fountains of the Bellagio. Even during the daytime, the spectacle is unforgettable. Jets of water explode into the sky, choreographed to music, reaching as high as 460 feet. Shows run every 30 minutes, so you're never going to wait long. And just like the gardens, completely free for a rare moment of grandeur in Las Vegas that doesn't cost a penny. Also, if you really want to have a good time, go at night. I think the nighttime show is just absolutely one of the coolest things that not just Las Vegas, but I think all of America has to offer. Majestic, powerful, and free. It's Las Vegas, baby. But by now, it's time for lunch, and you don't have to go far. Let's head back to the Cosmopolitan, and let's go. It's a little tucked away in an unmarked hallway with vinyl records lining the walls. It's called Secret Pizza. There's no sign, no flashy entrance, just the smell of fresh pizza. And inside, the vibe is straight out of New York. Plain counters, arcade machines, and giant slices served on paper plates. Grab you a couple of slices and a soda to wash it down. 2 slices and a drink here will run you about $15. This is a great, just fantastic little spot to refuel before heading back into the Strip. Now after lunch, we're going to head north for about 16 minutes along the Strip to the Link Promenade. This open-air street is buzzing with energy. You're going to find live music, souvenir shops, flashing neon lights, and crowds all moving toward the giant wheel at the end. This isn't just any giant wheel, though. It's the tallest observation wheel in the world, also known as the High Roller. Apropos, now step into one of these glass pods and watch as the Strip slowly drops away beneath you. Over the next 30 minutes, you're going to rise 550 feet from the city, taking in 360-degree views of neon, hotels, desert mountains in the distance, and the endless sprawl of Vegas. Tickets cost about $25 if you book online in advance. I'll leave a link in the description below for you to purchase these tickets. Going in the day means tickets are going to be cheaper. They're going to be nearly double the price at night. Now, before we head off for our first evening meal, it's time to explore one of Vegas's hidden gems. Just across the way at the Flamingo Hotel lies one of Vegas's most surprising free attractions, the Flamingo Wildlife Habitat. Step inside as the chaos of the Strip fades away. Pink flamingos wade gracefully in lagoons, koi fish dart through the water, and small waterfalls tumble down the rocks. Tropical trees provide shade, and benches offer the perfect escape from the busy city. Oh, and the best part? It's totally free of charge. Now, as evening falls, leave the Strip behind for a local favorite. It's just a short 16-minute walk east of Bally's. It's Ellis Island Casino and Brewery. Now, this place doesn't try to be fancy, and that's exactly the charm. The interior is filled with locals, slot machines chiming in the background, and plates of barbecue arriving at every table. The star here is the barbecue half rack of ribs, served with cornbread and baked beans. Pair it with one of their in-house craft beers, which cost only $4, which for a craft beer in Vegas, you're not going to find many better deals than that. With that, you're going to have a meal that the locals love for about $25. Portion sizes here are huge too, so you're definitely not going to leave hungry. After dinner, let's hop onto the Deuce bus and ride 20 minutes north into downtown Las Vegas. This is where old Vegas still shines, and it's personally my favorite place in all of Las Vegas. The energy here hits you the second you arrive. A giant canopy of LED screens stretches overhead, blasting out music videos and light shows, neon signs for casinos, street performers juggling fire, and cover bands blasting classic rock into the crowd. And the best part? It's another free attraction. You can wander here for hours, soaking in the atmosphere, snapping shots of the neon cowboy, and watching the overhead light show that runs every hour. Spend the evening here before heading back off to your accommodation for some much-needed sleep after a busy day of exploring. And if you're going to be gambling at all while you're on this trip, I know that's not exactly a budget option, but if you are going to play some, this is the place to do it. Fremont Street is absolutely the cheapest place to gamble in Las Vegas, and there are some great casinos there. The El Cortez is where I like to hang out. You can also go to Binion's. You could go to, where else is down there? The Golden Nugget is down there too. Plenty of great places to hang out, and I really, really enjoy my time when I'm in downtown Las Vegas. The Strip's good, but certainly downtown for the budget traveler. Now, before we look at how to travel around the city on a budget, let's break down the costs of day one. We spent a total of $40 on accommodation, $25 on attractions, with transport being covered by our 3-day pass, which is only $20. Our travel from the airport's also $20, and finally food comes in at $55, bringing the total amount to $160. Now let's talk about travel. Now, exploring the city on a budget gives you a couple of options, although the city does look walkable, and for most parts, it's due to the attractions being close enough to each other. But there are a few different modes of transport that we'll be using during our trip. The Deuce Bus is a double-decker service that runs 24/7 along the Strip and downtown. For a 3-day pass, you can expect to pay $20. And a great little tip while traveling on the bus is to sit upstairs in the front row for the best views of the Strip. Now, the monorail runs behind the east side of the Strip and is well connected to some of the major hotels. Tickets here are just $5 a ride, and it offers a fast and traffic-free experience. Uber or Lyft can be best for late-night traveling, as some parts of Vegas can get a little dangerous, but they can be pricey too, with short rides costing anywhere between $10 and $15. Just an example, you do not want to be walking in the dead of night from downtown Las Vegas back to the Strip. That's not a smart move. Now, Las Vegas is one of the easiest cities to land into, though, as the Harry Reid International Airport is just a few miles from the Strip. You're basically 10 to 15 minutes away from most hotels, meaning transport to and from can be pretty reasonable. Using a rideshare app is the most convenient option, as this will drop you directly at your accommodation. To the Strip, it's about $20, and to downtown, it's a little more expensive, coming in at around $30. Now, kick off your second morning at Public Us, a hip cafe and community-style coffee house just east of Fremont Street. The vibe here is relaxed, but it's buzzing. Inside, you'll find long wooden tables filled with locals tapping away on laptops, the smell of fresh espresso in the air, and sunlight pouring through floor-to-ceiling windows. It feels more like Portland or Brooklyn, really, than Las Vegas, and that's exactly why it's loved by locals. The menu mixes healthy bites and hearty favorites. You can try their honey lavender latte paired with their breakfast burrito, stuffed with scrambled eggs, bacon, potatoes, and salsa. Or you can go a lighter option too, which would be their avocado toast with chili flakes and a poached egg. Expect to spend between $15 and $18 with a coffee. Now, from Public Us, it's time to take a short rideshare or bus trip into the Las Vegas Arts District, a neighborhood known for vintage shops, indie galleries, and most of all, it's street art, of course. Now, here, entire buildings are canvases. Murals tower above you, exploding with color, featuring portraits, abstract designs, and surreal desert scenes that feel both gritty and glamorous. Now, this is a photographer's paradise, as there are picture-perfect opportunities down every street. Now, this is a great place to spend about an hour wandering Main Street and Charleston Boulevard, taking pictures. Here is where the walls are most alive. Every turn brings a new discovery, a neon desert landscape, a larger-than-life portrait, or a psychedelic splash of color. And the best part about this experience? Again, it's totally free. Wear some comfy shoes and bring some water too. And then you're set for the morning. Oh, also, sunscreen too. Certainly something that you want to take, as it can get real hot out in the Mojave Desert. Now let's head back toward Fremont Street for one of Las Vegas's most famous dining experiences, the Heart Attack Grill. This place is part parody, part spectacle. Here you'll find waitresses dressed as nurses, diners given hospital gowns to wear, and burgers that are stacked so high, well, they look like props in a comedy sketch. The single bypass burger is more than enough for an afternoon feast. A juicy patty with cheese and bacon that arrives so big, it looks like something out of a cartoon. Fries are cooked in lard, milkshakes are made with butterfat. It's over the top, and it's very Vegas, very American. Expect to spend about $12 for a burger and fries. And if you're feeling very peckish, try a quadruple bypass burger. Yeah, over 9,000 calories. You gotta see the size of this thing. Now, only a short walk away from Fremont Street is the downtown container park, an outdoor shopping and dining space built entirely from repurposed shipping containers. A giant metal praying mantis sculpture guards the entrance, and yes, at night, believe it or not, it actually shoots fire from its antenna. Now, inside, local boutique shops sell handmade jewelry, quirky clothes, and art, too. There's a central playground, live music on the weekends, and smaller food vendors if you're hungry for a snack. Although, if you had that 9,000 calorie burger, I doubt you will. Now, this is just one of Vegas' coolest hidden gems. It's low-key, it's creative, and completely free to explore. Now we're going to head north and find the Neon Museum, one of downtown's most unique attractions. This open-air boneyard is filled with hundreds of old neon signs that once lit up casinos, motels, and diners across Las Vegas. The letters are massive, the colors are faded but still vivid, and wandering between them feels like stepping back in time. This really does showcase the deep history of Las Vegas. General admission is about $25 during the day, and it takes around an hour to explore. Each sign tells a piece of Vegas history, from the Stardust to the Moulin Rouge. They've got it all right there. Now, the doors open at 3 p.m., so be sure not to arrive before then. Now, by evening, it's time to eat another big meal again, but on a budget. Just a short walk from Fremont Street is the Main Street Station, an old-school casino with vintage decor and stained glass windows. Inside, you can load your plate with everything from carved roast meats and pasta stations to sushi and salads. The atmosphere is more relaxed than the mega buffets on the Strip, but the quality is solid and the desserts are even better, especially the bread pudding with whiskey sauce. We certainly won't be going to bed hungry tonight. That is for sure. But after, I'd imagine you're going to want to walk off some of that food, and by nightfall again, Fremont Street truly comes alive. That LED canopy overhead will blast out a light show to some rock anthems, some cover bands are going to be jamming on the street, and costume performers will fill the sidewalks. Now, last night you just scratched the surface, but tonight we're going to dig a little bit deeper into proper Las Vegas. Step inside some of the classic casinos that I already mentioned earlier, like the Golden Nugget, where you'll find a massive Shark Tank pool, or Binion's, where poker legends once ruled. I heard that Binion's was the only place that you used to be able to play, or that you could still play even, a $1 million hand. Not exactly a budget blackjack game at all in our case, but still a fun little fact. And in my opinion, if you want to go and maybe watch some horse racing, I'm a big horse racing guy, you can go to the Golden Nugget. It's one of the only horse books that they have left in Las Vegas. You'll see old timers there playing. It's fairly inexpensive. You can play for $1. It's a very, very fun time. But if gambling's not your thing and you're just looking for maybe a drink, you can stop at Saltgrass and get, well, of course, a steak. But if you're just looking for a drink, they've got a lot of great choices too. It's a nice place right in the middle of the casino. You hear the slot machines buzzing, you hear people cheering at the tables, and you need to sit back, relax, enjoy yourself a nice cocktail or drink, and then get on with the night. Now, maybe if you hit it big at gambling and you have a little extra money, or if you're just feeling bold, you can try the Slotzilla zip line, which will shoot you above the crowd under the canopy out there on Fremont Street. The lower line costs $40, and flying Superman style over Fremont, well, that would be a thrill you would never forget. We'll leave this off the total spend, though, because, again, something like this, it's not for everyone. Now, it's time to break down our costs for day 2. Today sees us spend about $25 on attractions, but if you're brave enough for that zip line, that would bring the total to $65. Make sure you budget that in. Transport, again, it's covered by the pass, and food comes in at $57. Assuming no gambling or extra partying, this will bring the total of the trip up to $282. Now let's talk about where to stay and when is the best time to visit. Accommodation will make or break your budget, and Vegas has a massive variety. Prices will also swing wildly depending on the season and day of the week. Visiting during the months of January and February are best when traveling on a budget, as hotel prices are cheaper and the weather is mild, making it more pleasant for exploring. It's also worth visiting Vegas, though, during the week, as hotel prices can nearly double on the weekends. And I also have to make sure that I caveat this with if it's Super Bowl Sunday weekend or if there's a big football game that weekend, well, those prices could also get a little bit higher. If it's the AFC and NFC championships for the NFL, or if it's the Super Bowl, those prices can skyrocket. There will be a ton of people in Las Vegas. Even if the game's not being played in Las Vegas, people love flocking to the gambling capital of America to place their bets, even though they can bet in most states now, and party and just live it up. So keep an eye on that too. Now, there are a few different locations that are best to research when deciding on where to stay. Staying directly on the Strip, it's got its benefits as you're right in the action, so you're not going to be needing to travel on public transport as often. Average hotel prices in this area are between $50 to $70 a night, and those are on the cheap end. They can certainly get more expensive. Downtown and Fremont Street also have great pros, as these are located right in the action of most of our activities in this area. Prices here are going to be generally a little bit cheaper than the Strip, but they can still be a little bit pricey too. The cheapest place to stay is located just off the Strip. Hotels here can be picked up for about $40 a night. My favorite would probably be the Westgate. They've got a great sports book too. If you do go, there's a giant statue of a horse named Man-O-War. Go rub his nose for good luck. Now, if you are staying just off the Strip, you might have to travel via the Deuce bus to get to and from your hotel, but if it's cheaper, then, well, maybe that's the right choice. Also, be careful about resort fees in Las Vegas. Resort fees can really stack up heavily, and if you're staying off the Strip, some hotels almost double your base rate with their ridiculous resort fees. You can also use websites like Booking.com and find the best deals there too. Now let's get on to day 3. Start your final day with a true Vegas institution, the Peppermill Restaurant and Fireside Lounge, located just north of the Strip. The vibe is retro diner meets neon dream inside mirrored walls, plush booths, and portions that can feed 2 people. Now, this place has been serving since 1972, and stepping inside feels like walking onto like a movie set. Order the cinnamon swirl French toast or the peppermill omelet, which comes piled with cheese and hash browns on the side. Coffee is bottomless, so be sure to get fueled up for the day. Breakfast is around $20, which, yes, is expensive, but you're paying for the experience too with this one, not just the food. From here, use a rideshare app for a 35-minute drive, and we're going to head south into one of Nevada's most unique art installations, the 7 Magic Mountains. These 7 giant stacks of brightly painted boulders rise from the desert floor like neon totems, each one glowing under the desert sun. The contrast of the vivid colors against the barren desert makes it a surreal experience, and the best part? Well, again, it's completely free. A rideshare from the Strip to here will run you between $25 to $30 each way. Yeah, it's not the cheapest transport, but it's well worth it as the location is unique and cinematic. You'll spend about 45 minutes here wandering between the towers. Visiting early in the morning is advised as you can avoid the crowds and the midday Vegas heat. On your way back to the Strip, stop at Tacos El Gordo, a legendary spot that serves authentic Tijuana-style street tacos. The place is always buzzing with lines piled out the door as locals and tourists both line up for carne asada, al pastor carved fresh off the spit, and rich adobada tacos. Order 3 or 4 tacos and add a Mexican Coke too for a perfect touch. Expect to pay around $12. Heading back north up the Strip via the Deuce bus for about 27 minutes, you can get to one of Vegas's most famous themed resorts, the Venetian. This place is truly remarkable, with marble floors, canals winding through shopping arcades, and painted ceilings that mimic a sunny Venetian sky. It's like a pure Italian fantasy. For a taste of the full experience, take an indoor gondola ride. A singing gondolier will steer you past faux bridges and pastel facades. Yeah, it's a bit touristy, but for me, it's an absolute must when visiting Vegas. This is an experience that you definitely won't forget anytime soon. Tickets will cost about $34 per person, so again, a little bit more on the expensive side, but don't worry, it all fits into our budget, and if you pre-book online, you can save a couple of bucks. After the ride is finished, you can take some more time exploring around the resort, as there's plenty to do and see. For your last dinner in Vegas, we're going to head back to Ellis Island, which is only about a 25-minute walk, but this time we're going to head to their Village Pub and Cafe inside the hotel. It's classic comfort food, cheap and filling. Go for the steak special, which includes a 10-ounce sirloin, super salad, and sides for about $15. It's absolutely one of the best deals in the city. You can get a pint of their craft beer for a few bucks more, and then you've got yourself the perfect meal. And there's no way to end our Vegas adventure than viewing one of their famous shows. Tickets can be a bit pricey, but luckily, there are a few budget-friendly options that can still deliver some wow factors. 2 solid picks that I would recommend are the Ultimate Variety Show at Planet Hollywood, where tickets can range from $40 to $45. Inside, you'll be greeted with acrobats, jugglers, comedy, and magic, all rolled into one fast-paced performance. Or you can go to the Comedy Cellar at the Rio, with entry here being slightly cheaper, around $20. This is a classic comedy club experience with rotating lineups of stand-up comedians. Either option gives you a taste of Vegas entertainment without draining your wallet. But don't worry, by this time, if you're all spent up and you're tired or you're broke or whatever, then a late-night walk along the Strip, it's just as fun. From the Bellagio Fountains to the Mirage, Volcano, and the Eiffel Tower replica that glows against the desert sky at the Paris, there's just plenty to see down here, so this is the perfect way to sign off on your 3-day adventure. I've been to Vegas, I can't tell you how many times, and I still just enjoy doing a little walk through the Strip. It's a great and inexpensive way to enjoy a few hours in Sin City. Before we wrap up the video, let's take some time to break down our total spend for the 3 days. On accommodation, we've got a total of $120, attractions at $104, transport is $110, including our travel to and from the airport, and finally food comes in at $159, bringing the grand total to $493. So just under our budget, but that's it. We've done it. And be sure to check out the video on screen now as to how to explore more cities from around the world on a budget.